Hold on to your hats, folks. The Hunter Call of the Wild has graced us with its latest creation, the Nepal map. Prepare for a wild ride of pure monotony. Who could have guessed? The Nepal map looks suspiciously like every other map in the game. Unique features? Forget about it. The developers, in their infinite wisdom, decided to give us a landscape that screams, "Seen it all before." The rolling hills, the dense forests, the winding rivers, it's as if they copy-pasted the same assets from the last few maps. It's almost like they've mastered the art of being uninspired. Because who needs creativity when you can just hit Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V? Let's talk about the animals. Sure, there are a few Bengal tigers and snow leopards to keep you on your toes for about 5 minutes. Beyond that, welcome to the parade of the mundane. The rest of the animal roster is so unremarkable that you might actually fall asleep while hunting. Generic deer, forgettable birds, and the occasional uninspired small game. It's like a who's who of the animal kingdom's least exciting members. And don't worry about overpopulation. The animal-to-land ratio is laughably low. You'll spend hours wandering through empty terrain, praying for anything to shoot. When you finally spot an animal, it's likely a low-level creature that barely registers on the excitement scale. You might even start to question if the developers forgot to populate the map entirely. But hey, at least you'll get plenty of exercise walking around. As if the boring wildlife wasn't enough, the developers have gifted us a new rifle. And by new, I mean ancient. This outdated, inaccurate weapon will have you longing for the good old days when you could actually hit what you were aiming at. Modern technology? Who needs it? Instead of giving us something sleek and efficient, they've handed us a relic that's about as reliable as a politician's promise. It's almost as if they're trying to see how far they can push our patience. Oh, but don't expect to hear any of this from your favorite content creators. These paragons of honesty are too busy staying on EW's good side to mention any flaws. Their glowing reviews are as genuine as a $3 bill. Watch them gush over the new map as if they've been given the gaming equivalent of a golden ticket. It's heartwarming to see such loyalty to their paychecks. It's almost impressive how they manage to turn a blind eye to the glaring issues. They're like magicians, diverting your attention with one hand while sweeping the problems under the rug with the other. Who knew being an influencer was all about how well you can pretend everything is fine? And let's not forget the developers' impeccable track record of ignoring player feedback. The community has been clamoring for an Africa 2.0 map, so naturally, EW gave us Nepal. Because nothing says, "We value your input," like doing the exact opposite of what players want. It's almost like they're playing a game of how far they can push before players stop giving feedback entirely. Why listen to your dedicated fanbase when you can just make arbitrary decisions and hope for the best? EW has always preached about not including endangered species, so of course they included the Bengal tiger and the even more endangered snow leopard in this map. Consistency is clearly their strong suit. This masterstroke of hypocrisy just adds another layer to this delightful mess. It's almost as if they're daring us to call them out on it. Kudos to them for achieving new heights in double standards. At its heart, the Hunter. Call of the Wild should be a relaxing escape, but why relax when you can grind? If you enjoy the daily grind of putting food on the table, you'll love doing the same in a game. It's almost like the developers want to make sure you never stop working, even in your downtime. Because nothing says fun like spending hours in a virtual world doing tedious tasks. In conclusion, the Nepal map for the Hunter Call of the Wild is a masterclass in disappointment. From its monotonous design and uninspired wildlife to its antiquated rifle and the blatant hypocrisy of the developers, this map is a shining example of how not to listen to your community. It's almost impressive how they managed to consistently miss the mark. Enjoy the grind, hunters.